This is the story of how the Fouch froze Christmas with your favorite president. Every red south of Swampville liked Christmas a ton, but the blues to the north didn't like to have fun. And the Fouch, who was rich, he made 500 grand, hated Christmas the most in all of Swampland. The Fouch was a strange sight. He was short, squat, and blue, like a gnome in a lab coat, measuring precisely 2'2". He disguised his appearance with a series of tricks, an elongated top hat and stilts made of sticks, planted in platform shoes with great big high heels that pedaled the pedals of bicycle wheels. His whole appearance seemed to cry for attention. He craved to be known as a man of invention. But the Reds south of Swampville had a different notion. Christmas was coming, a time for devotion. They sang and they prayed to heaven on high, and greeted and gathered the baked apple pie. They gave thanks to the Lord and all that they had, and rarely, if ever, did they even get mad. But the Fouch said, "I don't like them. These Reds are bad, bad, bad. I must stop the joy of the red girls and boys, especially the giving of praise, thanks, and toys." The Fouch sat perched atop his tower made of ivy and ivory, and declared, "I must stop Christmas. It's too warm. It's too lively." No one knows why the Fouch reached this conclusion. Some say his advanced age brought a state of confusion. Others guessed that his brain was too big for his head, or too small like a gumball or a pinhead instead, or that honors and prizes and pieces of paper had befuddled his brain like a cloud of bad vapor. For the Fouch was a creature of science draped in degrees, like MDs and PhDs and other letters such as these. He plastered his papers all over the walls inside, his tower of power and preeminence and pride. Some say the Fouch's mind was under a hex. Others say he just had a Napoleon complex. Whatever the reason, his height or his head, he glowered from his tower, hating the Reds. When they gather together around a Christmas fireplace, their behavior is a threat to the whole human race. They cheer ho, ho, ho while the globe is aglow. They're changing the climate in ways they don't know. They warm each other up on Christmas with their hugs, love, and kisses. Why, they will warm the whole earth if I don't dismiss this. And the ice caps will melt, the Fouch said with a frown. Nothing will stop them from drowning the whole town. I must do something, I must intervene, but how can I do it without being seen? For the Reds will not understand, they are too simple-minded. If they knew what I knew, their tiny minds would be blinded. I will do it with subterfuge, sleight of hand and stealth. But most of all, I will do it in the name of their health. But what is it, this thing I will do now and here, to save the whole earth from this warm Christmas cheer? He said, "I don't know, I haven't the foggiest idea," until he pinched his chin twixt his fingers and the plot became clear. And the Fouch got a fantastical, nasty idea. If the problem is the glow, I will snuff it out with snow. I will seed the clouds in the sky for a terrible squall. Then I'll sit back and watch the snow fall, fall, fall. But first I'll warn the Reds to stay in their homes. This plan will not work if they gather in droves. I'll terrify them, I'll give them the works with the help of my assistant, Debbie Blue Burks. The Fouch warned on the airwaves across the broad land, and he used all the bandwidth the band could withstand to send a message to here that even Paul Revere would fear. The blizzard is coming, it's practically here. He told them to shelter in social isolation. It will not be fun, but do it for your nation, said the Fouch as he held back a dastardly grin. You could do this apart, but together we will win. He got straight to work engineering his plan with a little help from a lab in Chinese Wuhan. For they had the tools without regulations and rules to play God and Mother Nature like a pair of old fools. And the best part of all, the Fouch said to himself, is this scheme is a twofer. It has double worth. I'll be seen as a savior of all humankind, and at the same time reprogram the Reds' misguided minds. I'll become like a god, a towering hero. It's better than being called a diminutive weirdo. When the Cloud Zapper arrived, the Fouch was ecstatic. It's epic, ginormous, colossal, it's massive. When the snow starts to fall, all those Reds will be passive. The Cloud Whapper Zapper was shaped like a syringe with an injectable liquid to make the clouds cringe as their chemistry changed to load them with snow and dump it down on the Reds in their houses below. Ho, ho, said the Fouch, they will quiver and quake at the sound of the wind and the sight of a flake. But best of all, oh, best of all, how their spirits will break as they huddle inside, unable to attend church services and parties with family and friends. Then the Fouch summoned forth and unleashed his machine, and the weather unfolded just like in a dream. The clouds swelled with snow as the needle went in, and cast it down in waves as the old Fouch did grin. But a situation developed the Fouch failed to consider as the snowdrifts grew bigger and bigger and bigger. The snow rose above the Reds' windows and doors, then it rose even above their homes' second floors. The Reds became cold and they started to sneeze. Some of them turned blue and started to freeze. The Fouch became angry. He flew in with a rage. I will not take the blame, he said, for the next ice age. No time to panic. I know just what to do. I will give them supplies to see the storm through. Wear these ski masks, the Fouch said. Cover your eyes, mouths, and noses. If you have trouble breathing, suck on these long plastic hoses. Feed them up your chimneys till you reach the air above the snow. Then hunker down and wait for my all clear to go. But then something happened that was quite unexpected. The Fouch watched in horror as his advice was rejected. The Reds decided instead to become more connected. They dug through the snow with shovels and picks and created wide tunnels to transport the sick. Then, being creative, they made bigger plans and built places to gather and warm up their hands. No, no, said the Fouch, let me take care of this. The plan got out of hand, but I have a great arm and never miss. I can hurl a baseball and hit the cloud zapping machine. Then this will all go away, just like a bad dream. The Fouch gripped the ball with his tiny blue fingers and unleashed a pitch that looked like a zinger. But instead of a strike right over the plate, he jerked it wide left into an old storm drain grate. The Reds enjoyed a hearty laugh at the Fouch's big miss. Then they got back to work with a spirit of bliss. They built an ice cathedral in the blink of an eye and sang praises and hymns that raised spirits high. Then something occurred as miraculous as the word, a wonder of wonders, I'm sure you have heard. The warmth of their spirit melted the snow and the ice as the Reds gathered in great numbers to celebrate the life of a child born in Bethlehem to take away sin and teach peace on earth and goodwill towards men. The Reds sang carols and gave each other gifts. They even went sledding on some remaining snowdrifts. The Fouch refused to join the fun because he was grouchy, or maybe it was simply because he was Fouchy.